So my opinions on Colin Kaepernick have not changed over the last several years. I'm going to be willing to say that I believe Colin Kaepernick's heart was in the right place, even though I've questioned the timing of him, of why he took a knee. Why did he decide to do it when his career was plummeting and going down the toilet? Why didn't he do it when he was a Super Bowl quarterback? Why didn't he do it when he was in college? But you know what? I'll give him the benefit of the doubt on that. But there is no doubt that Colin Kaepernick has made more money off the field than on the field. Now, I know he's done some good things, and he's raised money for charities, and it's raising awareness. I get all that stuff, and I never really had a problem with any player taking a knee so long as their bosses say it's okay. I have no problem with it. My issue with taking a knee has been this. I don't think it's doing any good. I don't think taking a knee is going to change the policies in this country. Colin Kaepernick never went to Washington. Colin Kaepernick didn't, talk to politicians. Heck, the guy's never even voted before. And Colin Kaepernick has never spoken to law enforcement. He's never gone to a local community. Throwing money at this issue is not going to help the issue. We need policies to change, and that's law enforcement and politicians making changes. Kaepernick has never done that. That is my biggest issue with Colin Kaepernick, along with the fact that he decided to wear pig sock, depicting all police officers as pigs. That is just ignorant. And then he wears a Fidel Castro shirt, and people expect him to be taken seriously. And this is the poster child of minorities in this country are supposed to be. That's ignorant. Colin Kaepernick is a dope. Flat out. He's just not a very smart guy. With that being said, if you recall, back in the day, not that long ago, Donald Trump called NFL players, including Colin Kaepernick, sons of bitches. Roger Goodell was anti-Colin Kaepernick, as was the whole league, and maybe part of the league still is. But now Roger Goodell is deciding to change his tune. Why is he doing that? Is he pandering? Well, I want you to listen to this audio. This is Roger Goodell, commissioner of the NFL, telling ESPN that he is now encouraging teams to hire Colin Kaepernick. Have a listen to this.
Well, listen, if he wants to resume his career in the NFL, that obviously is going to take a team to make that decision. But I welcome that, support the club making that decision, and encourage them to do that. If his efforts are not on the field, and continuing to work in this space, we welcome to that table and to be able to help us and guide us and help us make better decisions about the kinds of things that need to be done in communities. We have invited him in before, and we want to make sure that everybody's welcome at that table and trying to help us deal with some very complex, difficult issues that have been around, unfortunately, for a long time. But I hope we're at a point now where everybody's committed to making long-term sustainable change.
All right, what a phony Roger Goodell is, okay? Take your hundreds of millions of dollars and just get the hell out. You want to talk about a guy who has been anti-Colin Kaepernick for years, and now all of a sudden we have these BLM protests, and he changes his tune. You know, this is the same Roger Goodell, okay, that for a long period of time has been anti any person in his league taking a knee, and then he does a video last week pandering, saying, well, you know what, I was wrong. Now I'm going to listen. Shut the hell up, Roger Goodell. You think Roger Goodell just had an epiphany and he's sitting there with his wife in his $100 million home and he says, you know what, honey? Maybe I didn't listen to these black people. Maybe I'll start listening now. Give me a break. I'll tell you one thing about Roger Goodell. He's not stupid. And there's a reason why he's doing this, because he doesn't want to alienate his own players in the NFL. That's why he's doing this. He's pandering. And Donald Trump, make no mistake about it, is doing the exact same thing. He called the NFL players that were kneeling during the national anthem sons of bitches. Now listen to what Donald Trump is saying about Colin Kaepernick. Have a listen to this.
When it comes to sports and kneeling, do you think Colin Kaepernick should get another shot in the NFL?
If he deserves it, he should. If he has the playing ability. He started off great, and then he didn't end up very great in terms of as a player. He was terrific in his rookie year. I think he was very good in his second year, and then something happened. So his playing wasn't up to snuff. The answer is absolutely I would. As far as kneeling, I would love to see him get another shot, but obviously he has to be able to play well. If he can't play well, I think it would be very unfair.
Yeah, nothing is worse than hearing Donald Trump break down an NFL player. I mean, he's worse than Rush Limbaugh, if that's even possible. Listening to Donald Trump break down a quarterback is about the same as if Donald Trump was talking about his workout regimen and why he's in such wonderful shape. I mean, give me a break. By the way, I didn't hear Donald Trump call Colin Kaepernick a son of a bitch. I wonder why. Maybe pandering. Maybe he wants to get 5% of the African-American vote in November. I don't know. But these two guys are so phony. It's no mistake that, I'll call Donald Trump a phony. Roger Goodell is such a phony. It is beyond belief. And I want to, before I take some phone calls, I want to talk about, this I hear from the right. And I got to tell you something. Some idiot that was on my Facebook page yesterday, I'm not going to say who he is. He posts something on Facebook saying how he thinks these players are just horrible human beings because they're kneeling, because it's such a disrespect to the American flag. And I respond, and all of his right-wing nutty friends are echoing what he says. And I respond by saying, listen, the players kneeling, that has absolutely nothing to do with crapping on the brave men and women who risk their life for this country. It has nothing to do with that. And it has nothing to do with disrespecting the flag. And the players have made that evident. They say it time and time again. That's not why they're doing it. They're not doing it because they're trying to disrespect the flag. They're not doing it because they're trying to disrespect the brave men and women in uniform who risk their lives. They're doing it for one reason. And guess what? It has nothing to do with the soldiers and this great country. It has everything to do with racial injustice. They talk about it over and over and over again. Why is it so difficult for some people to figure that out? They're taking a knee to raise awareness. Now, listen, I've been consistent on this opinion, and my opinion is not going to change. I don't have a problem with them kneeling. I just don't think it does any good. I don't personally believe that taking a knee is going to change anything as far as the relationship between minorities and law enforcement. But why are people so opposed to this? I don't understand. Listen, if the people that are writing the paychecks to these players don't want them to do it, then they can't do it. It's very simple. But if ownership says, you know what, you can take a knee, then they have the right to take a knee. People are so up in arms that the U.S. women's soccer team, they made the announcement a few days ago that they're going to be taking a knee. If ownership is allowing them to do it, then why does it bother you so much? I pose that question to our listeners right now. Why does it bother you so much that these guys are taking a knee? I wouldn't do it, but why does it get you so angry? And why don't you hold that same anger towards racial injustice in this country? That's the question I ask to our listeners right now. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you think Donald Trump is pandering? Do you think Roger Goodell is pandering? Or do you really think now they're starting to support the players? Now, Donald Trump has never said he supports these players kneeling, but he certainly was very supportive when it comes to Colin Kaepernick. He thinks Colin Kaepernick deserves another shot.